Alright guys, as promised, I built a RayEels deck on PTCGO. So this is like my third game with this deck. I've played RayEels before on like PlayTCG and stuff, but never really extensively. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the deck. I mean, it's great if it gets completely set up, but there's a lot of disruption that can go on. So here I start with Amoongus. Best starting I can get. Because I can, just grab 2 Dynamos right off the bat. I also have a Fire Energy for next turn, so I can hit my Rayquaza up. Overall, it's looking like I'm going to get a good setup here. So, he's playing Sableye. Looks like Ninetails, Amoongus. Which is a deck I haven't ever really encountered before. I like Ninetails a lot. I just wish it had like 110 HP or 120 HP or something better than 90. Like, it's a great tech in the Darkrai decks, gives you an extra catcher basically. Well, not necessarily in Darkrai, but in certain decks it's definitely a great choice. So yeah, I've never actually ever played a Ninetails Amoongus deck, so I don't really know what I'm up against here. Like, I know what it does, but I don't know. I've never had to face this sort of situation before. So here, I am going to attach the Lightning to Amoongus, and then I'm going to play the Bianca to draw 2, mostly because, I play a catcher first. And I choose the whatever that thing is. I can't even think of it. Fungus. Because he only has one of them. I figure if I can take out one part of the combo, then, I won't have a problem winning. So, that's kind of my strategy. I don't really know if it's good strategy or not. And there I played the Bianca because I didn't want to Juniper away 2 fires. 1 fire, that could be okay. 2 fires, it's risky, really risky. I play 5 fires in the deck, and I don't actually have a Dynamo tech in there yet. I really want to fit it in. Not fully sure what I'm going to do. So here he is going to get his Ninetails, it looks like, which can really screw me up because he can start knocking out Dynamos. But he actually chooses my Rayquaza. And, oh, sure enough, he does have the Amoongus, so he's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Thankfully, I do have the switch, so the, what is it, Confused and Poisoned. So, not going to be the end of the world. I also got rid of his Verbank with my Sky Arrow, so I'm only at 130 damage, I believe. And I do have the switch. So I can switch to my Amoongus, who has free retreat. Actually, all of my Pokemon have free retreat. And I was really hoping for a lightning energy here because it'd be really nice to start putting lightnings in the discard so I can energy accelerate them with eels. But, sometimes it doesn't work that way. So I do get to use an Ultra Ball for an eel, and then I can Juniper to draw 7, which is just awesome. And yeah, I keep having to check the cards because I don't know what they do. So thankfully here I did get a computer search with a bunch of energy. So I'm going to be able to discard 2, search out an eel, Dynamotor a couple times, get that energy onto the Rayquaza. Yeah, I should be good to go. So I do place 2 Super Odd. There was one guy who was like kind of yelling at me for it. I don't know. I like the extra assurance. There's a lot of times when like some of your fire is prized or something like that, and then you're in trouble. Especially with like eels. If your eels die, you're done for. So here I'm really considering playing catcher. Grab that Amoongus. Probably would have been a good idea, but the problem is I think I only run 3 catchers. And the reason I only run 3 is because Rayquaza pretty much one-hit KOs everything. Generally, I'm not picky. about which prizes I'm taking, and it's just to, that way I don't have to take 7 prizes, or that way I can pick off certain people. I feel like 3 is all I really need, but I didn't want to play my second one. Probably should have, because if I can just keep all the Amoonguses off the field, I'll only be taking 20 damage per turn. Well, unless he lasers me, which, yeah, that could be a lot more. Yeah, this deck really got a boost with the Plasma Storm set, giving you Hypnotoxics. You can confuse them, poison them, put them to sleep with just 2 cards. And then Ninetails does 170 damage. That's a 1-hit KO. And that's pretty cool. So here he does get out another Fungus, which is going to be really annoying. I should have taken my chance and just killed the Amoongus. But yeah, again, I don't know what I'm up against. So here he gets a Verbank, which is going to be tough. I only run like 3 switches, and I run 2 Keldeos. No, just 1 Keldeo. Because all you need is a Sky Arrow, 1 energy on the Keldeo, and it's basically a free switch retreat back into the Rayquaza so I can Dynamotor. So, fairly simple to get him out of battle normally, but if I don't have Sky Arrow, it gets a lot tougher. I would love to add a 4th switch. I just don't have room for it. There actually are some people going down to 2 switches, which I don't really agree with, especially with Verbank being so popular, because you aren't going to get to keep Sky Arrow out. So, there he plays Devolution Spray, and Level Ball is getting out all of the Amoonguses, but I will be able to end him if I want to, kind of mess up his hand. But he can't actually evolve any of his Pokemon, I don't think. Any of the Funguses. I'm trying to think. I don't know how Devolution Spray works, so I guess we'll find out. I played this game a couple of days ago. I've been really busy. More midterms. My physics test was awful. The 4th and 5th top scores were like 63s, and I'm sure I'm not one of them. It's not that I don't like physics, or that I'm not good at it, it's just that the tests are ridiculously hard. So yeah, that's been my past couple days, is griping about my physics test, and now I'm going to gripe to the couple of people who watch my channel. But, so here I do get the Keldeo. It's not really going to matter if I attach to the Rayquaza or the Keldeo, because I can just Dynamotor to the other one. However, I am going to play a Colress here, get a new hand, because, yeah, I got to draw 8 cards there, which is just ridiculously good. So, I went with the Colress instead of the N, because I don't really care. Rayquaza is going to get knocked out anyway. And then I wanted to maximize my my hand, so that, I can get another Rayquaza, which I didn't actually do. But I do have the Amoongus if I need to search it out, and so I should be sitting okay. I can also knock out this Ninetails, and at this point, maybe I'll just keep the Ninetails off the field. I already killed one of them, and there's 2 Vulpixes right there, so if I can knock out those 2, I'm sitting pretty good. Of course, he probably plays with Super Rod or something, but I'm not really concerned about that, because even after Super Rod, it's going to take him a while. He can't evolve Ninetails right away. So I just want to clear the field of Vulpixes, and yeah, then I should be good to pick them off one by one. I'm not going to really have a problem. Poison damage will be somewhat of a problem, but it's not like I can't get out of it every turn. So as long as I can get a Sky Arrow. Now here, I don't like what I actually did here. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just knocked out the Ninetails, but I ended up taking out the Fungus. I kind of decided to switch in the middle, because Ninetails was worthless without Amoongus, but Amoongus isn't really worthless without Ninetails. So I decided that, the Amoongus line was the better line to go after. But of course, the dumb thing is, it's not like he's going to push him out there, so I'm going to have to catcher him out if I ever want to do that, which was really dumb of me, but yeah, I've never played this matchup before. I'm not good at Eels, and I'm not good at Pokemon TCG. So he does knock out my Rayquaza here. I really wish I could simply just draw a Rayquaza, but I can't. So I'm not going to be able to really handle that Ninetails. There, he has a ton of cards in his hand. I have a ton of cards in my hand. We're both going to go down to 4, which I'm okay with. And right now, I could Ultra Ball, discard the Amoongus Juniper, grab out the Rayquaza, attach to Fire, Dynamo to retreat, knockout. But I didn't really want to do that because I have nothing really after that if he knocks out my Rayquaza, which is definitely a possibility. You know, he just has to evolve to Ninetails, hit me for, what, 120, poison me, and I can knock him back, but I don't know. Then he goes down to 2 prizes, and I only go down to 3. We're just going to trade prizes in that situation. And that's not a good trade for me. So I'm just going to Amoongus out my Rayquaza. He, of course, is going to use Bright Look to grab out that Rayquaza and start dealing damage right away. So that one's going to die shortly anyway. But, you know, I took a risk by expecting him not to have Ninetails, and didn't really pay off. After the end, you know, it's kind of crazy that he got Amoongus and Ninetails, but of course he had a Charen to help him out there. And, ooh, Devolution Spray too, so he gets the Amoongus back into his hand, and I'm not sitting too pretty here. I have, what, yeah, 150 damage on that Rayquaza, so just, you know, if I push him back in, a Hypnotoxic Laser would be enough to kill him. Well, just putting down the Amoongus is enough to kill him, so he can actually go out with Sableye and Junk Hunt, but here I get out a 3rd eel, which is awesome. That's pretty much the perfect number. I mean, I guess 4 eels and a Keldeo would be the best, but, you know, that's never going to happen. Plus, I only have 2 Lightnings in my discard pile, I think. Oh, no, I have 3. So, yeah, that's about perfect for me right now. I have a really good setup, as long as I can keep the Rayquazas coming. So, here I'm just going to kind of dump my hand, get a new hand, and I get my other Rayquaza, thankfully. I'm going to just play the switch here. I don't know why I burned the switch. I could have just Dynamoted onto the Keldeo, rushed in and retreated, but this way it's a little bit quicker, I guess. I don't know. Waste of a card. I'm bad. You know, whatever. We'll see how it turns out. Speaking of being bad, I am going to go to Kentucky State this weekend and try my hand in a real tournament. I'm going to be bringing my Darkrai deck, so should be a good tournament. I'm not expecting a whole lot of Garbodor, unfortunately, because I'm prepared for Garbodor, but I do expect quite a few Klinklangs. I think Klinklang is the good play for week 2, since, you know, Garbodor just had its time in the sun. It's definitely Klinklang's time, either this week or next week. People are going to stop teching for it because it wasn't very big. And it's like, oh, we don't need to worry about Klinklang anymore. And then all of a sudden Klinklang's going to become a problem because nobody's worried about it. And that's exactly what happened with Garbodor, is nobody expected Garbodor, and so it ended up doing really, really good. Oh boy, just a level ball. I can kind of just thin my deck here. I don't have that many cards. Well, I guess I still have, like, what, 24? So I'm going to grab a Dynamo. But at this point, I just need to get a Rayquaza so I can knock out that Ninetails. Because things can be running low. I don't get it. However, I do get a Sky Arrow, so I can get rid of the Verbank, which will greatly reduce the damage. He won't be able to Amoongus my Amoongus, so Amoongus will survive. And I'm starting to think he doesn't even play lasers, which is kind of dumb because, well, it's a special conditions deck, so not sure at all why he doesn't play lasers. I guess he just doesn't have room, but I don't know, it seems like it would be vital to this deck. And yet he plays like Sableye with blends. Just kind of weird choice, I guess. So here I am going to play Super Rod. I'm going to grab out one Rayquaza. Why? Not fully certain. But, you know, I have 3 fires in there. One in my hand. I got to get those back into the draw pile. I guess with Rayquaza, if it comes to it, I would love to just, you know, yeah, now that I think of it, I was thinking, you know, they put 130, 150 damage on the one Rayquaza, then I'll just start using the other, because my Amoongus probably won't get knocked out, but I can make it get knocked out, but then at least I can manipulate the damage, and this is kind of the Darkrai side of me coming out, because that's one thing Darkrai is really good at, is you get close to killing him, and then you're going to have to waste a catcher to finish him off. And so they make you waste all your catchers on your KOs, and you're going to have to KO, you know, 3 Darkrai's is ideal. So that's not the easiest thing in the world. You're going to have to use all 3 catchers. Hopefully. That's the goal. It's just to switch between like 4 Darkrai's and 1 Sableye. Yeah, that's how I like to play. But here he does have Super Rod, so he is going to get it back his Vulpix line, which is really annoying because I was almost through with them. I was like, okay, you know, just one more Ninetails, maybe a Vulpix, should be good to go. And again, really kind of wishing I just stuck with the Amoongus line, but Ninetails, I guess, would have been the better line had I not decided to switch up in the middle. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking at all at this point. Now here, he wants to save his Ninetails, so he does play the Devolution Spray, which I actually think I do agree with. You're going to be able to evolve it next turn, providing I don't end, which I will, of course. And this way he gets resources back, and he's not in danger of losing precious resources like his only attacker. So, yeah, I think that was the right play on his part. Overall, I don't know. Eels is fun. I've been getting set up really well, actually. My problem is like, they just slowly start picking you off, especially Darkrai. Darkrai is really tough against the Eels because they just spread the damage on the Eels and start picking them off one by one. And you knock out 2 Eels, and it's tough to come back. So, I don't know. Eels, fun to play occasionally. I still like Darkrai, which I'm not sure I'd say is fun to play, but I enjoy it. You know, I just got into the game this year, so I didn't live the glory days, I guess. Everybody's complaining about the format now, and I'm like, I'm kind of enjoying it. But, of course, it is my first format in the Pokemon TCG. So, I can understand how that might be not so good. So, I have gotten to look at the new set. You can kind of see what's going on here. It's pretty basic, so... I have gotten to look at the new set, and I really like Cradily. Yeah, Cradily. You get the point. Yeah, that card is going to be awesome. A lot of fun decks, a lot of rogue decks can build it. And, yeah, it should be fun. The fossil mechanic normally is really bad, but they fixed it, so that's good. And when I say they fixed it, well, like, it's not as slow anymore, because all you need to do is Ultra Ball a little leap, and then discard it, and then put it to the bottom, and then play a fossil. Which sounds like a lot, but, like, as soon as you get it to the discard pile, then all you need to do is play fossil, and you're good to go. Then just evolve it, attach grass, own face, by, you know, just plopping down, I don't know, a Gardevoir and a Glade, or a Gothitelle. No, Excelgor isn't... gonna say Gothitelle and Excelicor, but you could do like Gothitelle and Reuniclus. You know, that's gonna be really tough to stop. Then do like a Whale Lord with 300 HP. I wish. But yeah, there's so many fun combos that can revolve around it. So here, I'm feeling pretty good. But if he... I'm trying to see, is that just a Fungus he has, or is that an Amoongus? I think it's an Amoongus. And so I'm sitting pretty good here. He can still evolve. If he used Hypnotoxic, I would be in a lot of trouble. But, you know, he only has 2 cards in his hand, and my sweet mates are going crazy about sports, which I really don't care about. Not because I'm a nerd, but because I'm a musician. So, yeah. I have problems with my sweet mates. One of them passed out and had a seizure in our bathroom the other day. I wasn't here, but my roommate was, and thankfully he's trained in first aid. But the kid was like huffing air duster. It's like, how stupid can you be? But yeah, that's my college story. So here, there's nothing really he can do. I can Keldeo, stick like 3 lightnings onto the Rayquaza and KO anything in sight. Just own face. So he does get to evolve to Ninetails. It's not going to matter who he chooses really, because I can retreat any of them. He does finally have a Hypnotoxic. So he hits the heads, and I'm asleep, and suddenly I'm starting to think I spoke too soon, but if he doesn't have a fire, that's not necessarily going to do him a whole lot of good. But it does buy him time. If I don't get heads here, I could lose very easily. And I don't get heads. So I'm kind of in trouble here. You know, I have the equipment to knock him out, and I only need 1 more prize. So I'm just kind of trying to thin my deck here. I do have 1 switch left in my deck, so I can end to 1, try to get a switch. He already has 1 card, so who cares? And if I get a switch, I win. I got a Fire Energy. So if he can get a Verbank out, or if I flip tails and he gets a fire even, I lose. Which I don't know how this happened. Like, I had a perfect setup, I was going to win, and all of a sudden, you know, Ninetails just catches it out, and I stay asleep, and pretty soon I have, you know, 20 damage on me going into his turn. He'll be able to do 120, that's 6 mana, 140. If he throws down a Verbank, yeah, he does need a Verbank. Oh, but I do wake up. So that'll probably save me. Unless he has another Hypnotoxic, which is totally possible in this deck. I'm surprised he doesn't run more, or I'm surprised I haven't at least seen it. So here he's going to end me to 1 again. I get a Level Ball, woohoo. Be able to thin my deck, I guess. But, you know, as long as, yep, I win. I can retreat the Keldeo because of Sky Arrow Bridge, and just win that way. So just for fun, I'm going to Colress for 6. And I got my switch, so that's nice, but I am just going to retreat. It's the smarter play. Send out that Rayquaza, Dragon Burst for 120 to win the game. So a very fun game against a unique deck. Yeah, it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll try to get another video up and talk about Kentucky State a little bit. Thanks for watching. And eventually I'll move my mouse up and stop recording this.